Hello, welcome to another video. As you can tell from the title and the thumbnail and the time of year, this is the mid-year freakout tag. I have not done this before, so I have got all of the questions on a screenshot on my phone, and let's go through these. I have done zero prep, so this might just be a chaotic mess. So the first one is the best book so far. I have got two for that. And because I am surrounded by books at the moment, one of them happens to be in front of me. So one of the best books I've read so far this year is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I adored this book so much. I loved the characters. I loved their relationship. I loved all of the talk of consent, particularly in a college romance. I loved how the hockey team, the jocks, are kind of slightly that stereotype is turned on their head, and they're not. They're actually all nice guys. Yeah, I love this book. It's fantastic. And the other best book of the year so far for me is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I don't own it physically, so I just popped it up there. Fourth Wing was just that kind of fantasy that I didn't realise that I was missing. I absolutely adored it. I was actually really surprised because when I first heard about it, I thought it sounds good, but it's probably one of those that's just a little bit overhyped. But no, it was fantastic and I loved every minute of it. Yeah, zero complaints with Fourth Wing. It was outstanding. I was crying at the end of it. I loved the characters. I loved the tension. I loved the drama. The sex scenes were fantastic, and yeah, it just was a brilliant fantasy romance. Next question. Best sequel. I probably should have done some research, shouldn't I? I'm just going to go on to Storygraph and see what sequels I've read this case. So, best sequel. The Bullet That Missed by Richard Osman, I read this year, gave it 5 stars, I loved it. I have loved all of Richard Osman's books. I really enjoy the Thursday Murder Club series, so yeah, really good. I really enjoyed The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson, again, sequel, really liked it. I've been reading the Percy Jackson series, which I have really enjoyed. Trying to see what other sequels I've actually read this year. I don't feel like I've read a huge amount of sequels. Gilded Cage, the sequel to The Prison Healer, that was fantastic. That is such an underrated series. But I think that's probably it. So best sequels, probably I would actually say Gilded Cage or The Man Who Died Twice. Two fantastic books, fantastic sequels. New releases that I haven't yet got to. I mean all of them. So ones that are top of my list, let me grab them. In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. This one I am very excited to read, and it is on my TBR for this month. I'm not convinced I'm going to get to it. What other releases? I'm really excited to read God Killer, which is somewhere. And I'm really excited to read Hellbent. That's another release from this year, which I haven't yet got to. Oh, most anticipated for the rest of the year. That's really difficult. So I feel like I should know these. I work within publishing. I read a lot of books. I have no idea what is coming out ever. I think off the top of my head, there are 3 books that I'm very excited for to come out in 2023. First one is the sequel to Fourth Wing, which I want to say is called Iron Flame, but I might have made that up. I'll pop it up here. I'm also very excited for Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. I really enjoy, it's such a guilty pleasure that I enjoy the Shadowhunters books, and Swordcatcher is not in the Shadowhunter world. It is Cassie's first adult book, and so I'm excited by that. And the other one is Silverborn by Jessica Townsend, which is book 4 in the Nevermore series. I'm excited to read that one if it is going to come out. Who knows? It's been pushed back so many times. Ooh, biggest disappointment. I'm going to have to refer to Storygraph again. So the one, just the first one I've come to that disappointed me was Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Sue Lynn Tan. I was expecting really good things from this book. It came out. Originally I rated it as a 3-star, sort of a very generous 3-star. But since thinking about it, it's probably more of a 2.5 to be rounded down to a 2 rather than a 2.5 that rounds up. Like, it's on the lower end of a 2.5. So it has dropped down to a 2-star on my Goodreads and my Storygraph. I just felt like this book has so much potential, and it just didn't deliver, which is such a shame. Was there anything else that disappointed me? I think it's I'm a DNFer, so if something's disappointing me and it was just not my kind of thing, I will just DNF. I don't see anything else that was a disappointment, so Daughter of the Moon Goddess is my answer for that one. Biggest surprise? Ooh, that's quite a hard one. I think Icebreaker was a big surprise. I'd heard a lot of good things, but I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did. What else have I read this year? Similarly, Finny Donovan is killing it. I expected it to be good, but it exceeded my expectations. So again, was it a surprise? Probably not. I think again I'm going to have to go with Icebreaker. I should probably have done some actual prep for this. A favourite new author? Ooh. I don't know. This is really difficult because I don't want to say Hannah Grace or Rebecca Yarros, because even though I loved Icebreaker and Fourth Wing, I've not read anything else by them, so I can't say that they're a favourite author. I've really enjoyed Joe Abercrombie. So I've read 2 of his books and really enjoyed both of them. He may be my answer, as in terms of a new author that I haven't read from before. I find that I can't call someone a favourite author if I've only read one of their books. Okay, next question. A book that made me cry. To be totally honest, I cry at everything. I was in floods of tears at the end of Fourth Wing. I am fairly certain I cried in Icebreaker. I'm a crier. I'm a crier and I cry in everything. I know I cried when reading The Shadowhunters. So I've got Chain of Thorns in front of me and I cried reading that. Basically, yeah, if there's any sort of emotion, I cry. So to be totally honest, it made me cry. Doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot when it comes to me, because everything makes me cry. It doesn't need to be particularly sad, but I'm going to go with Fourth Wing on that one because I did properly sob. Book that made me happy. That's really difficult, because do I read books to make myself happy? I mean, I know I should, but I don't really. Maybe Legends and Lattes. That one just gave me that kind of warm, fuzzy cutesy feeling. The Vintage Shop of Second Chances, that one, again, it made me cry, but it was super adorable and yeah, made me, again, just kind of happy tears. I've read a lot of romance this year as well, so there's a lot of romances that I guess made me happy. Let's go with Legends and Lattes and whatever the other one I said was, I've forgotten already. The most beautiful book that I have hauled this year. I mean, it's going to be a fairy loot, isn't it? I feel like Godkiller is very beautiful. This is the Illumicrate edition. I love the edges. I'll be honest, if this one has got a blue tone on it, the standard edition is more browns, which I kind of prefer, I think. I think this one is very pretty, Song of Silver Flame Like Night, especially again with the edges. Have I got any pretty books that aren't out of a book box? No, I don't know, but I this morning did buy the Illumicrate Bridgerton set and put them up here, so they will be my next answers for prettiest books I own. And last one, books I still need to read. Didn't we do that? I've got so many that are on my list of books that I need to read this year. So my 23 and 23, it's not going quite so good. Let me see if I can find my list. So, Jade City, haven't read it. Priory of the Orange Tree, haven't read. Final Strife, haven't read. Vicious, haven't read. Bear and the Nightingale, haven't read, so there's 5 at the moment. Song of Achilles, I have not read. A Marvellous Light, I have not read. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, I have read. Under the Whispering Door, I have read. Ship of Magic, not read. Paris Apartment, I haven't read. Daisy Darker, Last House on Needless Street, Lovely War, Ghosts, The Hating Game, The Ship Beneath the Ice, Farewell Lady Fortune, and Baby Love. So there are 17 books on my 23 and 23 that I have not got to, which means I have read 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. 6 out of 23, 17 to go, we're halfway through the year, that seems right. So I've kind of got a bit of catching up to do there on my 23 and 23 list. I have got The Hating Game on this month's TBR, so I should get that one done. And I do still want to read most of the books on this list. I am less excited by Priory, just purely because it's so intimidating. And possibly the same with Bear and the Nightingale. I don't know how excited that one is making me at the moment. But again, that's definitely more of a winter book anyway, so it'll be fine. Yeah, so I've got quite a lot that I need to get read before the end of the year. So that was my mid-year freakout tag. Consider me appropriately freaked. If you have seen this video, consider yourself tagged if you'd like to take part. If you like this video, please leave me a like, subscribe down below. If you please do also leave me a comment. What are you planning on reading for the rest of this year? What were your favourites? What were your disappointments? What's left on your 2023 TBR? So as I was saying, leave me a like, subscribe down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!